Hi, Tim Carter from Inner Imposter. Today I'm doing a review on the Rock Rack, a new piece of software from Brainworx. The idea is very simple. Take 4 or 5 amplifiers and a few cabinets that sound absolutely incredible instead of navigating your way through a ton of options as far as amps, cabinets, microphones, room settings, reverb. Just get a great sound without any need for post-processing. A tall order, but I was extremely impressed. So let's take a look at it. If you've spent any time in front of a guitar amplifier, the front side of the Rock Rack GUI should come as a direct invitation to just grab a dial and get your tone shaping underway. It really is that easy with the super responsive tone dials. The metal 530 model adds a low mid and high mid dial for more nuanced articulation in a high gain setting, as well as a tube screamer emulation to add tightness to the low end and a more defined attack. It also has a contour knob to give a broad sweeping EQ dynamic. To the right is an equally responsive 5-band graphic EQ that can be bypassed with the flip of a switch. To the left is the amp model and recording chain selection. The recording chain is essentially cabinet and microphone pairings that have been enhanced to perform at exceptional audio levels by professional audio engineers at the Mix Room in Los Angeles and of course the Brainworx studio. There are 5 amp models and 12 cabinet and microphone signal chains to choose from. I found that with amp simulation software, the first key step to finding a great sound after selecting your amp is scrolling through the cabinet and microphone signal chains to see which combination best suits the amplifier according to the tone that you're after. Naturally, this is followed by dialing in the amplifier's gain and EQ settings to your own liking. On Rock Rack, you can get into the fine-tuning and dynamics of your tone using the filters and gate on the flip side of the graphic interface, which you will see shortly. Rounding out the GUI is the bypass undo-redo function for when you're fine-tuning your sound with the tone shaping tools or effects. There's the settings area that can keep 4 different variations of a preset. For instance, if you find a great rhythm tone that you save as your preset but then require more gain for a lead tone while maintaining a cohesive element between the two. Or if you want to add delay for a section of a song, a different EQ setting, etc. Here's the oversampling control, which determines the internal calculations resulting in the quality of the distortion sounds. For a lower CPU usage, while recording you can record at a lower sample rate and then of course export the audio with a higher sample rate to gain a higher quality of audio rendering. Clicking the Effects Rack tab brings us to the fine-tuning and effects section of Rock Rack. Starting with the noise gate, one option I found to be very useful was the SC filter. It assists in cutting out unwanted low-end frequencies or idiosyncratic behavior from your guitar's electronics. The noise gate had a very natural and non-mechanical feel when dialing in the correct parameters, which made it very easy to maintain an organic sounding attack. Maybe the most impactful tone shaping tools besides the cabinet and microphone signal chains are the preamp filters. The tight and smooth controls are placed in the chain before the amplifier. The tight control sweeps from 30 Hz to 3000 Hz to eliminate low-end frequency hum or rumble. The smooth control eliminates harsh sounding frequencies of the guitar before the amp and helps eliminate hiss or interference in the guitar or signal chain caused by things like a bad cable. Placed in the signal chain after the amp is the shred control, which is from the Brainworx guitar saturation and stereo enhancement software called Shred Spread. The shred effect is a bit hard to put into words, so here's an audio example of how it gently boosts and saturates the signal for a more robust, warm gain while still filtering out the harsh sounding frequencies. Here we have the tuner, which you can bypass from the amp to tune silently, and to the right is a very robust and transparent delay that is absolutely recording quality. You can hear an example of the delay in the audio demonstration a bit later. So one of the best parts about the Rock Rack is, well, that's really about it. The point of the software as stated in the manual is to create an immediate environment where you can achieve commercial quality sounds without the need for post-processing, the ultimate plug-in and get-to-work plug-in. The Brainworx team have put in the work to get amazing results that are very convincing in terms of that mission statement. To put it very bluntly, it's absolutely terrifying how simple it is to get a high gain tone that's heavy and articulate without spending hours trimming out unwanted flub or hiss. The cleans needed minimal tweaking outside of the guitar volume and tone knobs to create a versatile jazz, snappy, percussive funk, or blues tone. I'm going to let Rock Rack take over from here and give you some examples of what this no-nonsense software can do.